And one final question, Mr. Bryant. What do you see that makes this trader so special?
I see a calmness. There's a serious calmness about him, which is extremely deadly. Right? Because he's not up, he's not down, he's not contemplating what just happened before or worrying about what's to come next. He's just there.
All right, I'm long inside of this fair value gap. Looking to take a small partial above this high. All right, I'm going short here. Come on now, that's too easy.
I come on record and tell y'all, when it comes to legalized bank robbing, I'm the best.
I'm buying this fair value gap. I'll take that.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
In the heat of battle, he don't miss.
No.
In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.
No.
Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday. Let's do this thing. Let's see, June contract. Let me check. I haven't checked the volume for NASDAQ. Yesterday we're still on the March contract. Let me see. Let's see. I'm still using March. The volume is about 50-50, but there's slightly more on the March contract, so I'm gonna opt for that. Today will probably be the last day that I use the March contract. Tomorrow, the June will have more volume. So if we look at it, oh, not that. Let me see. A free Discord promo, huh? Switch tabs. Right here. So this is the website here. March contract is here. The volume yesterday, this was like 700,000, and the June contract had like 100,000, and now today, it's about 600,000 to 500,000. So a lot of volume switched over to the June contract, but there's slightly more in the March. So tomorrow, I'll likely use the June contract, but we're gonna stick with March today. So now that makes sense, let's get off of that. Let's go. Yeah, I'm taking today off too. Contract rollover. There's actually supposed to be a tape reading stream, a public stream yesterday PM. I looked at the monthly schedule and I forgot about it. So we have rollover. It's the day before FOMC. We have no news today. So decided to take the day off and just do a tape reading stream, see if we could walk through price. Hopefully we'll get some clean price action. And then Discord members will be back live trading tomorrow. But today and tomorrow, I don't have too much as far as expectation. The weekly forecast, I kind of share these days as caution days just due to FOMC. That was CME group. If you go to Google, type in NQ volume or NQ open interest, click the link by CME group, and it'll take you there. All right, so we have about 4 minutes till the opening bell. Weekly chart here. We have our current new week opening gap. Gonna keep that on my chart. I'm gonna get through this top-down analysis quickly so it could be back on the 5-minute by the time the opening bell is here. And we're still trading pretty much at the low end of the daily fair value gap. So give me a couple of seconds while I annotate this. also going to get the midpoint as well, which comes in at 726.75. All right, so I have the high, midpoint, and the low of this daily fair value gap, and previous days, highs and lows within the last 3 days. We have an old high there, and this old high here. So that's really all I'm concerned with. Where is it at? Where is it at? So let's go to a 15-minute chart. So something I'm observing is we're currently in the low end of that daily fair value gap. If we stay in the low end of that, which we had a fair value gap here in the 15-minute, we've traded up, failed to reach midpoint of the SIBI. If we respect the lower half of that daily fair value gap, then I'm looking at the sell side, and these relative equal lows are really clean. Now, I'm not expecting a whole lot of movement today, simply given the fact that it's no news today, and we have FOMC federal funds rate tomorrow. So I think most of the fireworks are going to pop off then tomorrow in the PM. But I'm watching to see how we treat this daily fair value gap. So let's go to a 5-minute chart. We have about a minute and a half to the open. I'm going to take out this daily high. It's in the way. And 8:30 is here. And I'm going to let the first 30-minute opening range do what it wants to do. But as long as we stay in the lower half of the fair value gap on the daily chart, I'm looking at the sell side here. And if we expand through that, the equal lows here are really smooth. Let's go. Hopefully y'all are feeling good, man. We just went over the rollover earlier in the stream. Rewind the stream. We went on CME.com and talked about the rollover contract and all that. Good morning. ICT using June. Tremaine Trades is using March. I'm switching over tomorrow, but that's just how if there's more volume in the March contract, then I use the March contract. But tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm switching when I'm trading. So far, like we were saying, this is our current new week opening gap, and this is our 9:30 open. That sell side is here. And then should we expand through that? There's a couple of details in price that are kind of hinting that we're really bearish, at least for right now. I'll talk about that in just a second. I'll be surprised if we get these relative equal lows this morning. If we do, that's nice, but given the day of week, I'm going to take that with a grain of salt, but I'll keep it on my chart. But there's a couple factors here. The 8:30 open, which is here. Okay, we had the 8:30 opening price. We trade up and fail to take out that high. Looking for SMT, fail to take out that high. We break lower. We trade back up, and we can't get back above the 8:30 open. To me, that's signs of bearishness. Then we trade lower, and we had the daily fair value gap, the low here. We'll take this off. We have the low of the fair value gap, the midpoint, and the high of that daily SIBI. We trade up, fail to reach midpoint, consequent encroachment, and then we rotate lower. So the failure to reach midpoint of the daily fair value gap here, and the failure to get back above the 8:30 open, the failure to take out this swing high, to me, that's all signs of bearishness, which is why I'm looking for a sell side here. And if we really accelerate through that, then the sell side at around 19,550, which are the equal lows on your 15-minute chart. But you can see Dow pretty much already rolling over. There's likely way more volume in the June contract, but for NASDAQ, there's more volume for this last day in the March. So first presented, we cannot use the 930 candle for your first presented fair value gap. It has to be your 931 candle or after. And we're beneath our current new week opening gap. I want to see if majority of this stays open, treat that as a breakaway gap. And my focus is still the sell side. Let's go. How's everybody feeling this morning? Who we got in here? Make sure to like the live. Hopefully you guys learned something today. Apologize, we were supposed to have a stream yesterday afternoon, and yesterday's PM session was gorgeous. Beautiful PM session. Yesterday morning was pretty high resistance, took a couple of losses, took one loss, and then a second attempt using half risk was a loss as well, and then I just called it a day. But really yesterday all the way up till about 1 o'clock was pretty high resistance, and then the PM session was beautiful, just beautiful, low resistance, straight move higher. It was awesome. It was perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and add my different symbols. I'm gonna update them. Let's see, ES, was it? Is it M? ESM 2025, I think. And then YMM 2025. Let me double check. Yeah. So we'll drag that, and I'll still use the March contract today. You just can't use the 930 candle as your first presented. It's just a rule. If you look at regular trading hours, oh my gosh. Apple has this thing in the bottom right of my chart, and it's blocking the view. There you go. The reason you can't use the 930 candle as your first fair value gap is because in regular trading hours, it's not officially a fair value gap because there is no 929 candle when looking at regular trading hours. So that's why you can't use that candle. If you go to electronic, it looks like your first presented, but it's actually not. Stay tuned for your sell side there. And then should we tag that sell side, I'm looking for any willingness to reach the equal lows here, which is really smooth. So there's your sell side there. Using our current new week opening gap in this fair value gap. Wanted to see majority of this stay open. Do we respect midpoint? Yes, the wicks traded all the way up to the high of the fair value gap, but the bodies closing nowhere near midpoint of that inefficiency. And then we talked about the failure to reach midpoint of the CB here, failure to reach the opening price at 830 here, and then failure to take out the high there. And then what do we do here? Fail to reach the low of that daily fair value gap. All of that is signs of bearishness. Let's clear this off. Okay, so this inefficiency on the 1 minute chart, we couldn't even reach back to the low of it before selling off. So you go to a 1 minute chart. Can we get up there? Stops at the bearish order block, has no interest in trading up to the low end of the daily fair value gap, and then you get your sell side. So if I was in a trade and I'm leaving partials, if I see signatures like that, the failure to reach levels, if I see that and I'm in a trade, I'm confident that my runners are going to get hit, simply given the fact that NASDAQ is showing everything and it's proving to you that it's weak. Straight bearish bias right from the open. We might have to get some more targets. Looks like NASDAQ's going to reach the sell side within the first 15 minutes or so. Let me look at the chat real quick. What's up, Tim? Chilling. Change over to the June contract. Okay, we have a little more people in here, so I'll show it one more time. Some people might have missed it in the beginning. All right, so here, all you want to do is Google, type in NQ volume or NQ open interest. Only reason why I'm using the March contract, there's slightly more volume in the March contract than the June. Okay, for ES and Dow, it may be different, but at least for NASDAQ, okay, tomorrow there's going to be more volume in the June contract. Yesterday, this was at about 7,000, and this was at about 100,000, and now it's kind of 50-50. So I'll be switching to the June contract tomorrow. This is cmegroup.com. If you have the blue vertical boxes on your chart, go to settings, go to, I believe it's events. I think you have session breaks turned on. I think it's something like that. I could be wrong. I think it's something to do with that. Rule of thumb, a lot of people, I see people asking, why aren't you including the volume imbalance on the daily chart? This is your rule of thumb for that. This volume imbalance, you don't use that. This one here is too far away. Whenever you draw your fair value gap, if you draw your fair value gap and your volume imbalance, that wick, if it crosses midpoint, then the wick is too long to use. So you don't go like this. Let's just do this first. So let's say right here, okay, I'm gonna drag this over just so you can see. Notice the wick when using the volume balance, it crosses over midpoint of the fair value gap. That means your wick is too long, so you can't use that. And as far as this wick here, too wide for my opinion. But if you were to do something like that, the wick is crossing over midpoint, so that's why I'm using just the inefficiency there. All right, so for those who, and I'm gonna get to the mentorship in just a second, but for those who have been keeping up with the free mentorship on YouTube, okay, our latest lecture covered order flow signatures, and you're seeing all that in the chart. Okay, we talked about speed underneath lows if you're bearish, fair value gap staying open, okay, all those things. Another order flow signature that I didn't include, I didn't want to make it too complicated, but failure to reach premium arrays like midpoint of the daily fair value gap, failure to reach opening prices like we see here, failure to take out highs, possibly creating SMT with other markets. Okay, those are all order flow signatures that I look for. I only included the speed and the inefficiency staying open just to keep it simple. But for those who watch lecture 2, you're seeing that in the chart right now. And then this is a beautiful example of a low resistance liquidity run compared to yesterday's session, yesterday's morning. Okay, this is high resistance. Okay, I was looking for shorts on my second attempt, looking for sell side. I got stopped here. But notice the delivery. Is it going lower? Yes, but the manner at which it's going lower is real. A lot of retracements, a lot of wicks, is being real slow, real stubborn. It's not in a rush to go lower, and it's knocking out traders who are trailing their stops too tight. So this right here is high resistance. And then we had a beautiful PM session leaving the lunch hour. This is what I like to trade. This is what I like to trade. These days are what I try to avoid. And I took a couple losses yesterday there. So NASDAQ just fell short of its sell side by a couple of ticks or so. I wouldn't want to see that stay in place, because if we don't take out that sell side, then to me we're just leaving a triple bottom, which I prefer not to see. But we did clear out the rejection block, so yes, we have sell side underneath the lows, but all the bodies are relatively staying in the same spot. So by trading beneath the lowest closing price, and we're kind of engaging liquidity in a way, because the bulk of the volume is in the bodies of the candles, but I still wouldn't want to see us leave a triple bottom. So any movement higher from here, I'm treating that as kind of a suspect rally. I would want us to run over the top of that. So as of right now, I'm not concerned with any movement going higher. I'm not convinced that we bottomed out just yet until the price action starts telling me otherwise. Let's look at dollar and gold. It's been a while. Let me see. Gold. Did it reach that? Gold just took out sell side. Dollar index. Oh, see now. Turn that off. Dollar index looks bullish for the time being. Where's it at? There we go. Oh, there. Dang, that was quick. What did I miss? What the heck? All right, there you go. So there's the triple bottom for NASDAQ. And that right there, I'll be content for the morning with that fair value gap as a short, and see if there's anything on the 15-second chart that was forgiving fair value gap here. And then to me, anything lower than that is kind of chasing price. We're too close to the double bottom. But that would make my morning there before we even get to 10 o'clock. Let's look for more targets, because this thing is dropping. I actually wasn't sure if we're going to reach all of that today. But let's go down the line here. We can clear this off. Gonna get our current dealing range. So sell side all throughout here. Let's go to hourly. Oh, new day opening gap. I like that as a draw. If we get through that, we have new day opening gap here as well. And if we get through that, then the next new day opening gap. So that's my next draw on liquidity. Should NASDAQ want to continue, I'll put these equal loads back on just to see where we're at. Oh my goodness. What the heck? Am I tripping? So, obviously, not trying to predict bottoms. There's no reason to. It's not the wisest thing to do. As long as the order flow still looks bearish, then I'm looking for new day opening gap and then new day opening gap down here. And if we get through that, then we'll look for more targets on the daily chart. No, I switched markets and then it just hit the sell side. It's a nice sell-off. Oh, the mentorship. So I'm posting the first 3 or 4 mentorship videos publicly on YouTube, because right now I'm currently doing mentorship with like one-on-one meetings and things of that sort. This is the last group I'm taking for like the one-on-one mentorship. So I'm officially done with mentorship as far as the Zoom calls and you get the one-on-one sessions and all that. But all the lecture videos and the homework assignments that the mentorship group is receiving, that's still going to be up for sale for whoever wants that. It won't include meetings. It's just videos, pretty much what you've seen on my YouTube channel. So for those who are new, if you go to my channel, on my homepage, do I have it? Well, I have a playlist called Free Mentorship, and I'll share the first 3 or 4 free. And then on March 25th, that's when I should be done with all the lectures. And that's going to be separate, so that's how it is. It's going to cover everything. So I'm not posting all. I think it's going to be around 10 to 12 videos. I'm not going to post all of those on YouTube, obviously, because the mentorship group I had prior, they pay for that stuff. So I'm not going to give it all for free, but the first 3 are for you guys, just to kind of see what it's like. So now as I'm trading inside of this imbalance, I want to see if it's interested in getting another push lower to that new day opening gap. But I think the last video, in a couple of days, lecture 3 will be how to use the economic calendar and how to plan your trading around the economic calendar, which days you can expect to be low probability, high probability, that sort of thing. And then I'll probably post only a short snippet of the lecture 4, which we get into the more nitty-gritty daily bias, and then lecture 5 will be top-down analysis, and then all the lectures after that would be creating your own model. We'll discuss a couple of models. We'll cover risk management, trade management, psychology, how to recover from drawdown using reduced risk, all that kind of stuff. That's later in the mentorship videos, but they won't be public. There's nothing wrong with regular trading hours. Still have my eyes set on the new day opening gaps. Let's look around the table. S&P still looks bearish. Dow. I do want to look at regular trading hours. See what's looking like on there. We have sell side here. There's nothing wrong with regular trading hours. I'm looking at it. It's price. The price is going to be half because the mentorship with the one-on-one sessions every week and all that was at 1,000. But since that's kind of the bulk of the mentorship, and you're not getting that with just the lecture videos, then I'm just cutting the price in half. So it's likely going to be 500. But I won't be able to sit down with you with a face cam and talk to you one-on-one and answer your questions. And you don't get that personal experience, but you do get the lecture videos and the homework. So you can, go through the process on your own. It's basically like, we're going to focus on price after I get through this because a lot of people are curious about it. But, and it's going to include lifetime access to the Discord. That's something I forgot to mention. So lifetime full access to the server, meaning you'll have lifetime access to the live streams and whatnot. If you're not already in the Discord, if you don't already have lifetime, then I'm throwing that in there. eyes on the new day opening gap. But the mentorship is what I'm doing now with I have like about 14 people that I'm mentoring right now. It's just an 8-week program. And basically, like, I just asked myself while I was making it, like, if I was starting over and I was a brand new trader, like, what would I want in a mentorship? Like, if I wanted like a simple but no like BS, like it's not five-minute trainer stuff. Like, if I wanted a mentorship that's to the point, but yet it still requires work, and I want it to be just very like, here's what you need to know, here's how it is, here's what it looks like. We're going this week, we're covering this week we're covering that, this week we're covering this. Like, I want it to be organized. I want it to be very detailed. I want it to be to the point. Like, if I was coming up as a trader, what would I want to go through during that 8-week mentorship period? So I create the mentorship with that in mind. And that's why, for those of you who watched the first couple lectures, the first one was high resistance versus low resistance. We can't get into daily bias and top-down analysis and all those things without covering what a high probability or low probability market looks like. So that's why that was the very first lecture. And then lecture 2, order flow signatures. What does the chart tell you when it's likely to continue lower? Okay, what do you want to look for in price that shows you that the market is really bullish or really bearish? And then we're going to go over the economic calendar, how to use that and how to plan your trading around the economic calendar. And once we have all those things, then we can hop into daily bias. Then we can get into the top-down analysis. Now we could talk about some trading models and risk management. But so it's kind of a gradual thing, which is how I want it. And the feedback has been good so far. So NASDAQ hanging around the new day opening gap. Lifetime, if you're already a Discord lifetime member, then you're already, the price doesn't change or anything. That's just something I'm throwing in there, regardless of the price. Just because I like having lifetime members in the server, because they're like family, and I like having them around. I don't want them to just be around for a month and then dip. So I like having, constant viewers in the streams and in the server. So that's just something I'm throwing in the bundle. Let me check my live account, because I haven't been able to trade my personal for a while. I'm going to log into that, see if it's good to go. Un momento. No, I didn't go with AMP. I switched to interactive brokers. AMP was taking too long. Their service, and they're just so slow in everything that they do. I didn't have time to wait, so I went with interactive brokers. Deborah, absolutely. My Discord members are like family, man, because it's like I spend more time in the Discord than I do on Twitter or Instagram or any other social platform. Like, I love my Discord people. I built that community brick by brick, and to see it growing to almost 3,000 people in just over a year is crazy. Super grateful. NASDAQ hanging around that new day opening gap. Want to see if we can tag that. We've already done enough for me on the downside. Like me personally, I was just looking for the sell side here and the relative equal lows. So to me, anything lower than the double bottom is kind of just extra. We have sell side all throughout here in our new day opening gap. So I'm just observing if NASDAQ wants to reach for those lows as well. But as far as on the downside, this was really kind of like my best case scenario exit. I wasn't expecting a 200-point sell-off within a few minutes of the opening bell. So yeah, it's still not ready. It's ridiculous. It's taking so long just to get all that stuff transferred over. Oh my gosh. Will you give trades? I never give trades. I'm not a signal service. This is to make up for yesterday's stream. I was supposed to do a tapering stream yesterday afternoon, and I completely forgot about it. Were you bullish? No, sir. We were bearish, looking for lower prices right from the open. If you listen to the beginning of the stream, we talked about the daily fair value gap. I said if we stay in the lower half of that, then to me that's bearish. I'll be looking for the sell side we highlighted here and then here. Because just like any other premium array, if we respect the lower half of it and have no interest in trading to the upper half, then to me that's heaviness to the downside. And then we talked about the fair value gap, wanting to see most of that stay open, the bodies respecting the low end of it, current new week opening gap, and then it's just free fall. FOMC protocol, that's a good question. When it comes to FOMC, generally I don't like trading the day of. So if we have FOMC and if you're in Discord, it's on my trading plan. The morning of FOMC and the day before, I kind of like scale back. The day before FOMC, like we have today, I'll trade it, but I'm probably cutting back on my risk. And then same thing with the day of FOMC, that AM session, because I know at 2 p.m. that's likely, the time when the move is going to take place, and then manipulation. So I'm expecting all the fireworks tomorrow at 2 p.m., meaning the day before that or the session before that, I'm kind of just trading light. And then once the FOMC is behind us, that final hour macro tomorrow should be nice. Thursday and Friday's trading should be nice. So the session before and the day before FOMC, I'm a little more cautious. What's up, SM? That's what's up. Glad to know the vids are helping. I like making vids for y'all. So we've tagged midpoint of that old new day opening gap. And unless NASDAQ shows any willingness to retrace or go higher, my focus is now the new day opening gap at around 19,400. And then should we get through that, then we'll look for more targets. And we just now finished the opening range, which is crazy. All of this sell-off occurred within the first 30 minutes. Why did you not? Asia. Of course Asia works on gold. I've been trading gold during Asia is nice, especially around 8 p.m. 8 p.m. for Asia is kind of like my sweet spot. There's a lot of nice setups during that 750, 810 macro. Yeah, gold is nice. Gold is really nice. My iPad is about to die. I'll use the iPad for my chat room. I'll switch to my monitor. So S&P still looks heavy. The Dow doesn't look as weak to the downside. It's a little nastier in its delivery, but it's still making lower lows for right now. Dollar index, we're bullish on dollar. And if we're bullish on dollar, ideally we want to see lower prices in indices. So we have symmetry there. And this has just been literally a beautiful sell-off. Yeah, 400 people on stream. It's crazy, right? I still can't wrap my head around it. And the crazy thing is, who said that? Will to win. Bro, like I still feel like I'm a small channel. That's the crazy thing. Compared to like the big dogs, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And then you have to remember like Tanya's streaming, and Tanya has like thousands of people in her stream. So like there's a battle for views there. It doesn't really matter, but like you look at Tanya and Patrick, or who are the big dogs? Casper, TJR, Justin. Who else? That's really all I know. But like you see the big traders with like 50K subs, 100K subs, and it's like I'm only at, not only, but like I'm only at 14,000. Like it's crazy. Like I don't even know where we're gonna be at the end of the year. I don't know where we're gonna be in 5 years. It's gonna be crazy. Gotta hop on Tanya's stream. I'm down. Tanya up there. Tanya big dog. Tanya big dog. We'll see. I think once I get 50K subs, I'll have that badge of honor. So there's nothing really much to talk about in price right now. It's just been kind of a free fall. So I'm really just reading the chat until I see something in the chart that's worthy of going over. We really just melted straight from the open. That's what's up. Appreciate that, Tom. Thank you, Antoine. I try to simplify everything when it comes to ICT concepts, but I don't try to dumb it down either. Because, like, for those who see my channel, y'all see how I take notes and how I annotate. Like, ICT concepts, it takes work. Like, you have to study. It takes journaling. You have to go into your charts. So, like, that's why I'm not teaching you 5-minute trainers. I'm really not even teaching ICT concepts. I'm more just showcasing how I use it, how I internalize it. That's why people ask me, can you teach order blocks? Can you teach this? I'm like, ICT has came out hundreds of times saying he hasn't taught everything there is to know about order blocks. So I'm not going to teach it because I'm not even going to get into that. Like, I'll teach you how I use them. I'll teach you how I interpret it, how I use it. But I'm not just going to sit here and be like, this is how you use order blocks, 100% win rate strategy, guaranteed. Like, no, sir. Really not interested in anything higher in the NASDAQ unless we get above that short-term high. If we get above that high, then that'll raise eyebrows for me. But until we do that, or if we do that, still looking for lower prices. But can we talk about yesterday? How was yesterday's trading for y'all? I'm just talking about the morning session. Because I took 2 losses, and I went on Twitter, and it seemed like everybody got whooped. I'm only talking about for the AM session from like 9:30 to like 11. PM was beautiful, but I wasn't like a small loss. The first loss was a full stop out. Second loss was half risk. But I was on the timeline. It was just hilarious. Not funny that people are losing, but it's like, it's always funny when there's a hard trading day or hard session, and then everybody's just like, yep, I got whooped too. I'm just like, damn. Like, even if you're like right in your bias, like looking for lower prices, the delivery, the way that it was going lower, it was just knocking everybody out. Like, you literally have to short near the high and not be aggressive in trailing your stop to get a piece of it, but it was pretty rough. I just found that pretty funny. XFA was lost. It's all good. It's all good. You get it back. So I'm watching this short-term high. If we take that out, then I'll start locking in on price action a little more. those prop firm traders. There's nothing wrong with prop firms. Like, I'll be trading prop firms if, you know, I'll still trying to get my account to where it needs to be. There's nothing wrong with prop firms. I just like the freedom of trading a live account. I feel like that's the goal for everybody. Like, that's why I like traders like Doyle Exchange. Like, he trades a live account. He's never really done the prop firm thing, and he trades like Forex, or I think he just switched to futures, but his supply and demand, like, he just made like 50 grand a month. He shared on his Instagram, like, from actually trading, no prop firm. Tori trades, you know, she has like her trend line strategy thing. She's openly came out and said like she's not really good with prop firms, but she just had like, I think an $80,000 trade or something like that, $80,000 week on a live account. That's where I want to get to. That's motivating for me. Like, I see other guys, like, you have like Jade Cap and all these people, they're getting, you know, 6-figure payouts. That's cool, but like, I want 6-figure payouts from a live account. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm working towards. I just like, I don't know, it just hits different when it's your real money in a real broker. Like, there's no strings attached as far as a payout. All you gotta do is just pay your commissions, pay the taxes on it, and like, you keep the rest. Like, so I look up to those guys and gals. Yeah, Doyle, real one. Doyle is one of like the few real traders. I don't use like his technicals, but like his, like, I like Doyle's energy when it comes to like, he's not with the foolishness, like the drama. You don't see Doyle. I don't even think he has Twitter. He's not with the Twitter drama. He's not, you know, sometimes he takes breaks away from YouTube. He won't post for like a couple months. He's literally trading a live account, making 50 G's in a live personal funds, and he's living his life. Like, I look up to people like that. And he's trading his own strategy, supply and demand, or, you know, whatever the case may be. Like, whatever works for you, Tory, trend lines. Like, people who trade their own thing and they don't care about what other people say, and it's real money. That's the goal, man. So we're working that new day opening gap. I'll go back to the daily chart for those who just joined. But that new day opening gap here from Monday, March 10th. And if you're drawing your new day opening gap like that, you have to have, settlement turned off. If this little thing in the corner gets out my way. So if you have settlement turned on, it's not going to be anchored right. That's not your new day opening gap. So that should be turned off. That's your new day opening gap, and that's what we're trading inside of right now. We like to see people making 20K in a day with 20 accounts. That's cool. I see the entertainment value. But the live account just is different. And the feeling when trading a live account is different. Like, the sort of pressure and like, we have people in the Discord say, like, I switched to a live account, and I'm not gonna lie, it's different. You know, it's different than prop trading or combine or, you know, demo trading, because that's your hard-earned money in a real brokerage account. Like, there's no reset. You can't reset that. So you treat it a little more serious, and you care for it a little more, and that payout feels a lot better. It may not be a 6-figure payout from a prop firm, but that's $500 from your hard-earned money in a real brokerage. Like, it means something. That's why I love a live account. Ben, I don't know nothing about Ramadan. I'm sorry. I can't help you there. Maybe somebody else can help you. Best of luck to you. He said, bro, should I risk it? I don't know. I don't need no kind of karma. I'm good. Wish you the best. I can't help you there. I don't need to tell you nothing and have something come haunting me at night. I'm good. I personally don't think trading is gambling, though. I think going to Vegas is gambling, but that's subjective, I guess. I think it's just another business. Gambling is over leveraging with no stop loss. But if you have logic behind your trade, if you're making a business decision, trading is a business. If you're putting on risk, that's what businesses do. Businesses pay for ads. There's no guarantee that that ad is going to bring in revenue. But you pay for ads, you do your research, who's your target audience, and you pay for the ad and you try to get customers. That's not gambling. It's just a market strategy. So trading is the same thing. You analyze. Okay, there's no guarantee that your target is going to get hit or you're going to make money on this trade, but you do your research, you study, and you feel that there's opportunity to make money in the markets, then you engage using controlled risk and you submit to it. Now, if you're out here getting all crazy on the charts, beating your chest, palm sweating, over leveraging, revenge trading, then yeah, you gambling, but it's the same as any other business. But I don't know. Pray about it. That's all I can say. I don't know. Still working this new day opening gap. Again, we have to remember day of week is the day before FOMC. So for those who looked at the weekly forecast, I don't have much as far as expectations. We had a beautiful sell-off during the opening range, and we get to 10 o'clock, kind of slowing down a bit. But remember, FOMC tomorrow in the afternoon, that's really what I'm waiting for. But let's get some lower targets should NASDAQ want to continue. That's kind of our last new day opening gap. And that's pretty much all I'm looking at. We got a sell side underneath that low, just in case NASDAQ wants to get really heavy. So we don't have to keep jumping between time frames. That's an interesting discussion though. Is trading gambling for, religious purposes? I'm sure there's a lot of different viewpoints on that. It's a good discussion to have. But when I think of gambling, I think of recklessness. I think of emotional, get rich quick, try to risk it all for, a big payout. There's no real strategy or intent. That's when I think of gambling, like just kind of roll the dice, hope for the best type of thing, just like you're going to Vegas. But trading, I think it's different. But I mean, there's risk in everything. If you think trading is gambling just because of the risk aspect, well, your whole life is a risk. I see bro in the comment, driving a car is a risk. Every time you get in a car, there's no guarantee that you're going to make it to your destination. That doesn't mean you're gambling. It's just risk. That's just real. You go to school, pay for college, that's a risk. You're not guaranteed that job out of college, but you pay for that 4 years of education, maybe 6-8 years of education. That's not gambling. It's investment. That's a business decision within yourself. So definitely depends on how you look at it. let's say there's an old head with a small YouTube channel. Okay, would you do a collab? I'm down doing collabs. I'm down, Tim. I do. That is something I had on the bucket list. Like, I want to get on a podcast or do a collab of some sort. I don't really know how that works. Like, how does a trading collab work? Because I don't like trading alongside people. Because I feel like that would mess up my analysis. Like, I see that on YouTube sometimes. People, like, they'll be, like, in a group voice channel, and there's, like, 5 people in a group, and they're all looking for a trade, and they're all talking at the same time. What do you see? What do you see? Okay, I see this. I'm thinking about going along here. I don't know. I'm thinking about, like, that would just throw me off so much. Like, I think Top Step does that. They have, like, 3 or 4 guys up there all looking for a trade, and they may see different things. Like, when I'm trading, I don't want to hear your analysis because I'm automatically assume you're wrong. That's just how it is. It's going to throw me off. Words of wisdom? Yeah, I'll go on there. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. We'll have to see. I feel like I had to grow my channel a little bit, still put some work in, make myself more well-known. He like to bash ICT. I'll get on there. I'll get on there, start trolling. I don't care. I'll start asking him questions. I'm gonna turn the podcast around. It'll be funny. Be like, show me your statements. Matter of fact, give me the microphone. I'm taking over this podcast. And just pull a Cat Williams, start exposing everybody like he did P. Diddy. Let's look around the table. S&P made lower lows, still looking heavy. NASDAQ just did the same. Dow's been looking the nastiest out of the 3. Like, it's been going lower, but the delivery has been pretty trash. Dollar index kind of going sideways. I think NASDAQ is the cleaner out of the 3 markets. For sure. Would you be looking at the daily bearish candle? Support, threshold. Or you're talking about the order block. I was looking at this candle yesterday. The opening price all the way up to the high. Treating that as a bullish order block. We traded down, hitting the open, and then got nice expansion. But by us really digging through midpoint of that down close candle, I just see that's kind of weak. So I really don't have any hard bias on the daily chart until FOMC, because FOMC could bring some craziness. So I'm kind of just not neutral, but I have a really soft bias until 2 p.m. tomorrow. Thank you, Prolific Trader. I appreciate it. And things I would love to show you and get your insight on. Some guy, just message me on Instagram. If you're not in the Discord, message me on Instagram. That's the best way to reach me. My focus is still in the short-term high. If we take that out, then I'll be more interested in possibly something higher, but until then, send tight. Yeah, listen to other people. It throws me out. That's why I keep the live stream recordings up, because like in the Discord, some people say like, yo, Tremaine, like low key listening to you trade or like watching you trade live, it throws off my own analysis. Like, I feel tempted to copy or whatever, and I always tell them like, just watch the recording. Like, that's why I keep them up throughout the entire week, and then I delete them on Sunday before the new week opening gap is formed. So just for that very reason. Because for me, it's a personality. Some people, like, they can watch live streamers and still trust their own analysis, and it's not a problem. I feel like I can do that. Like, I feel like I could watch ICT trade, and if he's looking for shorts and I'm looking for something long, like, I feel like I'll still trust my long. I may be wrong, but that's just me. Some people, they watch other people trade, and it's just like they have the urge to copy and just mimic whatever the streamer's doing. So for those people, I always tell them, just watch the recording. So trade on your own. You know, don't tune into a live stream. Do your own analysis, your own top down, create your own bias, and then watch the recording, and then see, you know, where did you get some things wrong? Where did our analysis line up? Where was it kind of different? And then get better that way. And there's no pressure of having a copy. You're not tempted to, you know, push the button when I push the button, and you're still getting better. So, but yeah, as far as group trading, like being on a voice call with 5 other people and like looking at the market, looking for a setup, I don't see how people do it. Nasdaq's kind of consolidating. Price action is getting a little boring. That 950 to 1010 macro didn't really do much. So I'm just sitting tight. Before I had 2 models, I trusted. I used to listen to streamers. Can I trust anything? Yeah. Like streaming it's a blessing and a curse, you know. This is kind of the price action I was expecting ahead of FOMC. The weekly forecast, I'll go ahead and share the weekly forecast because we've already just that because let me see, because Nasdaq's not doing anything, might as well just look at something else. Oh, I don't know if it's gonna open the PDF. Oh, it is. So shared this with the community, but Monday, ideal trading day. AM session was trash, but PM session was beautiful. Tuesday and Wednesday, I have these days listed as proceed with caution, just because, again, FOMC. Tuesday we have no news. FOMC the next day could possibly be lethargic. That's kind of what we're seeing right now. Post 10 a.m., anything before 10 a.m. was low resistance, beautiful, but after that opening range, it's kind of slowing down a little bit, so that's something that we're anticipating. And then Wednesday, the AM session could be lethargic as well, but waiting for 2 p.m. FOMC, and then Thursday and Friday, anything after that, I think could be really nice. And then Friday, TGIF is always considered. So we're all kind of on the same page that today can be a little wonky. Besides the first 30 minutes. Opening bell, we just melted, but kind of cooling off right now. I hope we do get some movement though, because this will be a boring tape reading stream, more of a Q&A stream. Lethargic. I learned that word from ICT. Lethargic. I think from his like 2022 mentorship. Been saying it ever since. It's crazy how ICT's vocabulary is like rubbing off on me, and like I don't even be noticing it. People be telling me like, bro, you sound like ICT. And it's just like, I guess it's natural just watching hundreds of hours of his videos, and that's really the only like trader, you know, that I watch. So eventually, I guess you start picking up on his lingo and stuff, his terminology. Mentorship students, group 2 students. I sent out the mentorship schedule. So if you're not on the schedule for a meeting this week, and if you didn't have a meeting last week, chances are you didn't fill out that form I sent out in the beginning before the mentorship started. Okay, I'm only doing the meetings with people who filled out the form because that tells me more about you and your availability and whatnot. So if you have not filled out that form, scroll up in the chat room or just message me. I'll send you the link to fill it out, and I could try to squeeze you into a meeting next week. But our schedule with the lecture videos and meeting times and all that is sent out in that channel. But fill out the form if you haven't done it already so we can get these meetings in. Would you consider trading the opening range? I trade the opening range sometimes if I think it's clean. Absolutely. I'm actually considering about trading my time window. I might start trading at 8:30 just because I don't like getting off the chart so late. I mean, it's not late, but most times when I'm done trading, it's maybe 10 o'clock. And then by the time I finish editing, it'll be maybe 11. Let the video render, post to YouTube. And then I have meetings. Like, I really don't be getting out of the house till like 1 o'clock, 1:30. And it's like being a full-time trader, like you really kind of want to be done with your day by, 10 a.m., 11 a.m. at the latest. So that's why for those in the Discord, the Daily Screenshots channel, I've been really focusing on the 8:30 to 10 o'clock window because eventually we might do a switch where the streams start at 8:30 just so I can have more time in my personal life to do other things. Is that actually the color background? Let me see. Close. That's close. You're a few off, but that's pretty good. That's impressive. I'll be honest, I'll give it to like 10:45. If we're still range bound, then we may just call it. Yes, I manually draw my new day, new week opening gaps. Slow, slow, slow. Yeah, there's really not much to talk about on price right now. That's why I kind of opted to just chill this morning. Don't want to glaze you, but you're low-key the best trader. I'm really not. I feel like I'm the best trader in far as like maybe discipline and control of myself, not getting too worked up over losing trade and whatnot. But I feel like I'm nowhere close to where I want to be as a trader. You know what I mean? Still in a constant pursuit of getting better. Like I'm not content. But I appreciate that, Panda Trades. Like I still make mistakes. Like yesterday I took 2 losses, and then I did a review. Like the market reviews I send out to y'all. Like, yes, that's for y'all, but the market reviews really, that's kind of how I get better at reading price action, by doing the market reviews. I start from the weekly, the daily, then the 15-minute, 5-minute, and then, annotating the chart with text. What do I see? But I have so much I want to improve on. I feel like by the end of the year, I'm going to be an entirely different trader. I'm not even the same trader I was back a year ago. I used to trade optimal trade entry, and then I outgrew that. And then just started trading price action. But definitely not the best at all by any means. the most disciplined, I'll take that title. I think I got that in the bag. Most patient, most disciplined, I'll claim that. But I still got work to do on the trading side. I want to be, like, if my win percentage isn't in the 90s, still got work to do. How do you rate the 2023 mentorship out of 10? A 10. That mentorship is what made me profitable, but that's only because I started studying ICT in 2023. So, like, that was just the first playlist that I started with. It could have been any playlist. But probably it is one of my favorites though. And then, like, that was the hype around that playlist, because he just came off the 2022 mentorship, and that did like really well. People were making crazy money with that 2022 model, and like we thought he was done, and then out of nowhere he's like, nope, I'm starting the 2023 playlist, and it was pretty cool. Top 3 playlists. Literally everything. I'm not even gonna rank them. All of ICT's content's good. It's just how you study, how you take notes. I'll give it 10 more minutes, y'all. I'm really only interested in staying on to like 10:45. I don't care what the London close macro does, but this is kind of the price action I was expecting this morning. Let's look at gold. Usually gold is moving when other markets are standstill. Cleared out the sell side a little bit more meaningfully, taking out that low. Dow is blowing accounts. Dow is doing some dirty business. Dirty 30, that's what they call it. Yeah. Y'all have some good questions, though. Good questions. %25 opacity. A little slow, a little boring. But again, today was a proceed with caution type of day. Either you sleep in this morning or you scale back on your risk if you're trying to trade this. Again, 9:30 to 10 o'clock, that opening range. Your opening range, very low resistance. And so far, outside of that, anything after 10 a.m. has been kind of a snooze fest. I know somebody's going to ask for the indicator. Let me beat you to it. Sessions by RO Rocks. This is so boring. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Boring. Make sure y'all watch the lecture videos if you haven't already. It'll save you some of this chop. Make sure I'm clicking right. So first lecture, low resistance. This is all on my YouTube channel. It's public. But high resistance and low resistance. We talked about characteristics, candles overlapping, slow, price isn't in a hurry to get anywhere. All of that is covered here. And then, do we have any order flow signatures and price action? Not really. It's been really just a snooze fest. We don't see any speed above highs. Okay, we're not seeing any fair value gaps staying open. We're not even forming any fair value gaps. So there's no order flow signatures in the price action. We look at this, speed underneath lows, lower half of inefficiencies being respected, speed underneath lows, fair value gap staying open. Okay, fair value gap, not interested in closing past this midpoint there. Speed underneath lows, majority of the fair value gap staying open. So this is low resistance, and the order flow signatures that was discussed in this lecture video that's on YouTube for free. Okay, all of those are present in the chart here. And then we get to 10 o'clock. Do we have any sort of speed above highs? Do we have fair value gap staying open? Do we see an urgency to get anywhere? Not really. So just simply using what we've learned so far in our first 3 lectures, or first 2 lectures, helps you kind of stay out of harm's way. See you, Tim. I'll let you know. Again, I'm not really interested in price until we clear that high. If we're still, I need my water. If we're still trading in the range between that high and this low, we really made a lower low. So if we're trading in between that, then I'm not really interested in price. But the moment we clear that out or clear this out, then that catches my interest. If we're still in between all of that, then I'm not worried about it. That's kind of the filter that I'm putting on price. So this is when I start looking for those little signatures. So we have a fair value gap here, and I'm watching, do we have any willingness to leave that open, or do we respect midpoint? I like the speed and energy above the highs. So this is when I'm watching the bodies on a closing basis. Can we stay above midpoint of that? And if we can do that and start to work higher, then that kind of catches my interest. But if we just run over the top of that inefficiency and disregard it and then fall right back into all of this here, then I'm sitting back and I'm relaxing. But definitely go watch lecture 2 of the mentorship on YouTube on my channel. It's exactly what I'm looking for right now. How do you deal with second guessing a trade idea? I mean, if I'm second guessing it, I probably shouldn't take it. I'll probably just let it pass me by. All right, let's see. We're going to end the stream on this note. Squeeze long from 1010 inversion fair value gap. I don't think that the chat room record has been Where's it at? Chat record 2 and 8. Okay, let's see. Squeeze 1010 inversion fair value gap. So long here. See if you can help the record out. And you're targeting 1 minute candle 750. Targeting 750. Oh, up here. All the way up here? You're targeting this? We'll see. We'll end the stream on that. It's been a while since we did the chat room. Let's see if we can boost that percentage up. Squeeze. I need that stop loss. Where's the stop? Putting everybody on display. You're going to be our streamer, our live streamer for the day. $19,750 buy side. Yeah, $19,750. Yeah, you might be on a different contract. But let's forget the TP right now. I need that stop squeeze. 670. 670. Right there. 670. He said you about to get squeezed out. That's funny. Y'all are hilarious. Oh my God. All right, and your target is up here. We're gonna end on this note. All right, that didn't take long. Well, this has been a fun stream. Go ahead and update that. We'll come back next time. And that was probably the quickest one. GG. Love y'all, man. This is kind of a boring session, but like we discussed in the weekly forecast, today was kind of like a caution day, and it's just one of those days where either you sleep in or you just be really, really careful. 9:30 to 10 o'clock offer nice shorting opportunities. Anything after 10 o'clock, like you see here, my boy Squeeze, it's a little rough right now. Prayers up for Squeeze. And I think we're gonna end here. Discord members, we're back live streaming, live trading tomorrow at 9:30. That will also be a caution day because it's the session before FOMC. So if it's looking wonky, then we'll just tape read and then live trade Thursday, Friday. We'll just have to see what we look at or what we're looking like opening bell. So we'll see. Appreciate y'all tuning in. I'm going to go edit some videos for socials and maybe go get some jersey mics. And I think that's it. Mentorship students, make sure to fill out the form. If you didn't fill out the form, for those not in the Discord, watch the lecture videos. The third one is going to be posted on YouTube in a couple of days, but the first two I feel like can really help your trading and keeping you out of markets like this. So make sure you go watch it. And before I go, let's save this. We'll try again. All right. Love y'all. Be safe. Discord members, see you at 9:30 tomorrow. Peace.